Hello, hello. Welcome to today's training session. It is Jansen here, live and direct from London. I'm really excited to be presenting to you guys on Amazon FBA, the 5 simple steps to help you make over 20K a month with something called Amazon FBA. So I'm really hoping that I can pass on my enthusiasm for this awesome business model today, which we're going to be running through in detail. So let's just quickly run through the actual agenda so I can get you even more pumped than you already are. And guys, this session, I want it to be as interactive as possible. So if you do have any comments for me, if you have any questions, put them in the chat box and I will try to get to them when I'm either presenting or towards the end of the session when we have our Q&A section. So what are we going to cover today? What are you going to learn? You're going to learn how thousands of people, hundreds of thousands, are using Amazon's exponential growth to create 6-figure income streams using a model called Amazon FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon. We're then going to run through how you can have your own products designed and manufactured for as little as $1,000. And we're also going to be covering a real-life case study of mine, how I was able to discover, source, and then launch a 6-figure product. I found the product, or I launched the product rather, in January. And after 3 months, it had made me around £30,000 in profits, 6 figures in revenues and £30,000 or $50,000 US dollars in profits. So we're going to be running through the exact steps that I followed to do that. Within that case study, you'll be learning the different methods that 7-figure sellers use to find products. You'll also learn how to source and vet the best suppliers, and then how to get your product to stand out from the crowd and sell. And of course, within that, I always like to give you guys a little bit of a head start as a thank you for joining me. I'll be giving you 5 different product niche ideas that you can take away with you and use to get started with your product research and Amazon FBA. So why is what I'm about to explain to you today, why is learning how to give yourself an additional income stream so important? Well, regardless of where you are in the world, the US, UK, Europe, you will know that the cost of living is increasing. The entire world is about to go into a recession, a global recession. People are losing their jobs to technology. It's just it's been a bit of a bad few years for news, hasn't it, really? But ultimately, the take-home message here, guys, is it's never been more important to equip yourself with a secondary income stream. You could lose your jobs tomorrow to the fact that your company is no longer making as much money as it used to, or because of the fact that technology is replacing you or whatever. Giving yourself that safety blanket of what this lady has got here in the form of Amazon FBA has honestly never been more essential. So everything that I'm going to be covering today, guys, is there for you to take away in action. So please do take notes, whether it be on the old-fashioned pen and paper or just taking screenshots on your phone, on your laptop, and so on. Now, if you haven't come across me before, you're thinking, who is this guy with the British accent? Well, my name is Jansen, and I have been an Amazon FBA seller since 2018. I actually just had my 5-year selling anniversary the other day. In that time, I have gone on to generate 7 figures selling my own products on Amazon. I've got around 20, 25 different products now. All that I've created that I sell to customers all around the world. And since I have started selling on Amazon, I've become incredibly passionate about just selling online, making money online through selling products. And I don't think there's been a single day in that 5 years where I haven't thought about Amazon FBA, some sort of Amazon FBA related activity. So I have accumulated, I actually sat down and calculated this actually, well over 4,000 hours just learning about the topic, speaking about the topic, doing Amazon FBA and all sorts. I'm also the founder of something called the Smashers Academy, which is a coaching program on Amazon FBA. And we can talk about that later on at the end of the training. And one interesting thing, or something that you might take in, that you might find interesting, is that literally since I very first started Amazon FBA, I've documented my journey on YouTube. So do feel free to search Jansen Smith, my name, on YouTube. You'll find my channel. You'll find my very first videos where I was talking about how excited I was at selling, and you'll find lots of tips and tricks and all sorts. And because of the consistent posting that I've been doing on YouTube and all the other platforms, I did get invited onto TV to talk about Amazon FBA and selling. And you can see me looking a little bit glum there, but I can assure you in my head, I was screaming, yes, I've made it on the TV. So yeah, you can bet that I do know a lot about the topic. So as I said, guys, do feel free to put in your questions about Amazon FBA, about what I'm talking about today, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Now, before we do run through the actual meat of this presentation, I did just want to quickly run you through my journey to date. And the reason that I want to do that is just to show you what can happen in a very short amount of time with Amazon FBA, with selling your products online when you know what you're doing. So in December 2017, I was working for an investment bank and I was feeling very down about my job. People were getting fired left, right, and center. I felt very stressed, very anxious in general, and I was just generally quite depressed about life. And then I was looking online on YouTube for ways to make money, and I came across Bitcoin, I came across drop shipping, and none of them quite really ticked all the boxes for me until I came across Amazon FBA. And as I said at the start of this presentation, I sat through one of these webinars and I was so excited and pumped. I was like, this is the business model for me. And that night I couldn't sleep and I thought, I'm going to do this. Well, guess what? 5 months later, in May, I still hadn't done a thing. That energy that I had, it kind of gradually faded because I kind of said, oh, I'll learn about it at the weekend or I'll do it in the evenings. And my job just completely took over. I wasn't able to dedicate the time to scouring YouTube and working it out for myself. So in May, I thought, you know what? I still really want to do this. I'm still super unhappy. I want to actually get this show on the road. So I enrolled on a course, got a coach, and I made this post in a Facebook group. And I said, I've been watching Amazon videos for a while and I've decided to take the plunge. I'm really excited to start the journey. And then I also said that I'm going to set up a YouTube soon to document things, and I did. Okay, so that is I'd say my day zero, that May 2018, when I really took it seriously and thought I want to actually properly do this. So May 2018 I started. June 2018, so 1 month later, after I properly committed to learning how to sell on Amazon and actually had the right guidance, I found something to sell. A month after that, I ordered 1,000 units for around $3,500. And then in August 2018, so as I said, 5 years ago, today, it was just last week, I started to sell my very first product. And here were my first sales. In fact, look at that. I think August 31st, that's today, isn't it? So it's my 5-year anniversary today. I was wrong. So 5 years ago, I was getting those results in my first week and I was so pumped. I remember saying to my wife, I can't believe strangers are buying these products on Amazon. They don't know me. I'm not paying them. They're paying me to effectively sell something that I've created, which is awesome. So that was my first week of sales. And it really just kind of blew up from there. After 3 weeks of selling, I completely sold out of that 1,000 unit order. And look at that. In fact, this is my second week, I think. I did around $5,000 in revenues with a 20% profit margin in my second week. I really was on cloud nine. I was so excited. And I was like, I love Amazon FBA. This is it now. This is my passion. And things hadn't even really gotten started when you look at that and where I am today. So in October 2018, I ordered even more units. In December at Christmas, the best month ever. Selling on Amazon makes Christmas even better than it normally is. I sold that again, made $20,000 in profit. And December 2019, a year later, I was absolutely hooked. I'd launched a couple more products, sold even more, and did $50,000 in profit. And you can see there, that is my second Christmas. So this is after a year, around $80,000 there in revenues with that 20% profit margin. Now, do we think I carried on growing? Yes, I carried on launching products using the 5 steps that I'm going to be running through today. And it's just carried on growing and growing and growing because I've been rinsing and repeating that same strategy. So in May 2020, around 2 years after I officially took things seriously, I hit 750,000 in total sales. In July 2021, I think, if the moderator can just make me a little bit smaller, I was approached by an investor who wanted to buy my business. And I basically said, thank you very much, but I'm still kind of having a little bit too much fun. So no thanks. And that leads me to today. So I've still continued to be launching products. I've still continued to be thinking, breathing, eating, sleeping Amazon. And I've grown to become a 7-figure seller. This is my record amount of sales, 170,000 in a single month. So $200,000 in a single month. And it all started from that little seed there of ordering 1,000 units, and it's just grown and grown and grown. So just to basically summarize that journey, day 0, complete beginner. After 4 months of selling, I'm a growing seller with one global brand. That was my first Christmas there, about $40,000 in revenues. And then after 18 months of selling, I'd grown to around $100,000. And then, of course, July, my record, that $200,000 in sales. Now, guys, with that in mind, and with the knowledge that within my first 3 months, I made $20,000 in profit, I want to ask you a question. This is the first question of the night to see if you are paying attention. How many businesses out there do you think actually end up profiting at all in their first year, let alone in their first few months, like me? And how many do you think are able to do that, make a profit with no overheads, 0 overheads, no staff costs, no rental costs, and they're able to just be generating profits as they go about their day? So yeah, Michelle is the first person to answer there. The answer is 0 or very, very few. If you look at the big companies out there, Deliveroo, Uber, those guys have been around for years. They've never made a profit. They're just spending so much on ads and brand building. But we don't need to do that with Amazon. All the hard work's already done. So in this training, guys, what I do want to do is I want to show you what it's like to be making profits on autopilot. So I'm going to show you my sales as of today. And you can see there, 255. That's right. So 255 sales as of today, right? What we're going to do is I'm going to explain to you how awesome Amazon FBA is. And I'm going to explain to you the 5 steps that I repeatedly follow. And then at the end of the training, we're going to refresh my sales live. And hopefully you'll see that, as I've been presenting to you, customers out there across the country, across the world, have been buying my products. And I can't promise they'll go up by tons and tons because it is quite late in the UK. But it does actually surprise you sometimes at what times you'll get sales. Like I've kind of come back from a late night out before and checked at 2 in the morning and seen that people have been buying still. So fingers crossed, remember that number, 255, write it down, and we will hopefully see an increase at the end of the training. And if you're thinking, okay, Jansen, it's probably just you got a bit lucky, you're just super obsessed about Amazon, and I am, but it's not just me that has this similar story. We've got Gaz, who is a student of mine. He joined my academy and did a post and said, stocks just arrived at Amazon, better get my head around advertising, basically. That was his day 0. After 3 months of selling, he'd actually hit 20,000 in total sales. And he basically won an award from me, which is the 10K Club. And I thought this was really, really nice. So he posted his motivation in our group, and he said, since leaving the army after 10 years, I was desperately looking for financial freedom, and he wanted to work for himself. But basically, COVID and this opportunity gave him the push that he needed. And most importantly, his 2-year-old autistic son, that was also his big motivation for doing it. And he went on, He found his product, he started selling on Amazon, and he said he's just able to spend all the time in the world at home with his son now, whilst making an income with Amazon. And that was after 3 months. This is after 6 months. He won the 100K Club Award. And he said all of this was from just one product. And he achieved this in around, in 6 months. How awesome is that? I think he actually did it slightly quicker than me. We also have Neha here, who joined on day 0. And after 2 months of selling, she got to the 10K club. And after 12 months of selling, her and her husband also got to the 100K club. Again, just following that 5-step strategy of mine, rinsing and repeating. We've got Sam here, who after 3 weeks of selling, this made me super proud, but also a little bit jealous. He was able to get that 10K club after 3 weeks. And he said here, got the fastest 10K in Jansen's course. He also, in his first month of selling, had an offer from a retail shop to stock it. And he'd gone on to place a second order. And you can see that $10,000 in revenues there. Daniel as well, another student of mine, and he hit 10K after 2 months of selling. We also had Sally, who achieved it after 2 months and then went on to get the 100K club after 8 months. So I'm hoping that you guys can see that it isn't just me, it's lots and lots of people out there that are just following the same steps over and over. And I can see some people asking if I'm doing wholesale or whatnot. I am doing private label. So that is the best business model when it comes to the selling strategy on Amazon. I'll explain why in a short moment. So that was Sam there, who got the 100K after 8 months. And then this is one I wanted to point out to you guys. Adam was on one of these AMZ Scout webinars, and he basically said he hit the 10K in around 2.5 months, and his initial target was 120 days. So guys, what I am teaching you today, honestly, take my word for it, it is all super, super valuable. And if you do decide to come on board with me and get the coaching and the additional one-to-one support, we will get you one of these. Okay, it's my job, my absolute passion to show you that if I can do it, if these guys can do it, you absolutely can do too. And the beautiful thing is, guys, if you start today, there's absolutely no reason why you can't be getting ready to sell this year too. Okay, especially if you're in the US, especially if you're in Europe, there's no reason why you can't be doing the same this year. So who is getting super, super excited? Give me a 1 in the comments. And as I say, guys, if you do have any questions, do fire them in the Q&A box. I am kind of keeping my eye on it, and I will get to them, I promise you. So let's just put a little bit of context of why now is a super, super good time to be selling on Amazon. I can see lots of people getting really excited, which is great. Because a lot of times I do get people saying, no, it's too late to sell on Amazon, everyone's doing it, and so on and so on. And I want to show you why that's not true. So regardless of where you are in the world, you will probably recognize one of these names at least, or you'll agree with me when I say that the high street is struggling. And why is the high street struggling? It's because more and more people are turning to online shopping. They like shopping from the comfort of their own home. Now, this statistic here really, really interested me. And here's why. So this is a chart that shows the number of internet sales as a proportion of total sales, so online and in retail stores. Before the pandemic, it was 14% were from the internet. So of all retail sales, only 1 in 7 purchases were actually from the internet. Okay, that blew my mind. Now look at this. After the pandemic, after the people had gotten used to shopping online at home, and even though shops reopened, that increased by nearly 50%. So in 2021, it grew to 20%, 1 in 5 purchases. And statisticians, if I can say the word properly, think that by 2025, it's going to be around 25%. So 1 in 4 purchases out of all things that are bought are going to be online. Now, why is that interesting? Well, it's interesting because it tells us that the online shopping trend is going upwards, right? The trend is up. And there's actually still plenty of growth left to come, isn't there? It's crazy. I honestly thought if I hadn't have looked at these statistics, I'd say 75% of sales go through the internet, but it's not. It's as of 2023, it's about 22%. There's still tons and tons of growth left to come. And who do we think is going to benefit from this? Which company do we think is going to benefit from more and more people wanting to shop online? Yep, that's right. I can see the answers trickling through. The answer is good old Amazon. Everybody loves Amazon. And this is another really interesting statistic. 25% of online shoppers, they go straight away to Amazon when they go on the internet, or if they want to buy something on their phone, they just go to Amazon. And in my view, that 25%, that is a low ball estimate. Because look at that, we've got Google at nearly 50%. But what happens when you go onto Google? You type in water bottle, whatever it is you want to buy, and look what happens. The first number of results will usually always be Amazon if it's on there. So that 25% people that end up on Amazon when they want to buy something, that's on the low end, in my view. Now, Amazon has basically just built a fantastic brand that is trusted by millions of people around the world. I'm sure all you guys trust it. You trust it to buy whatever product, to sell you whatever product you want, don't you? And the beautiful thing is that everyone here that is interested about selling on Amazon is being given an opportunity to benefit from Amazon's amazing reputation. And that is through this fulfillment by Amazon, okay? Amazon FBA. So if you aren't familiar with what this is, it is basically a business model where you are able to sell on the Amazon website and you don't need to get involved in storing the products, sending the products, anything to do with the products. It's all done by Amazon. So here's how it works. You send whatever you want to sell to an Amazon warehouse. Amazon will store it for you and it will then become available on their website. The customer logs onto Amazon, and if you're selling, say, I don't know, water bottles, and they choose to buy yours, Amazon will charge them for you. They will then pick, pack, and post your product and send it to the customer, and then they'll deposit the money in your bank account. That is exactly how it works. There's no storage involved at your house. There's no going to the post office. And this is why, when I discovered this business model, I was like, this is amazing. This is exactly what I need. I've always been, a bit of an entrepreneur, someone that's interested in flipping products, but never really was interested in having to stand in post office queues and just have my house an absolute tip with stock. Amazon FBA, you don't need to do that. Now, why should Amazon FBA excite you if you're not already like, yes, Jansen, tell me more, tell me more? Well, as we've seen, Amazon is expected to continue growing exponentially. That online shopping trend is upwards. There's plenty more growth in the tank. Amazon FBA also allows you to partner with a world-class brand and piggyback off that reputation. Because of that amazing reputation, you can be making sales immediately. On day one, you saw with me, didn't you? August 31st, 5 years ago, I made a sale. I was a brand new brand. I had no reviews. No one had a clue who I was. Because I'm selling on Amazon, because of that amazing reputation, it didn't matter. Conversion rates, so the number of people that end up buying on Amazon, is around 1 in 5 versus general random e-commerce sites. It's around 1 in 20. And as I said, you don't need to store your product at home or worry about going to the post office. But most importantly of all, which I'm sure all you guys will be super pumped to hear, you can run this thing from anywhere in the world, right? You just need an internet connection and a computer or a laptop, whatever, right? And when you've got it up and running, you don't even need that. You just need your phone. So me, for example, my wife is from New Zealand. When I go over there at Christmas, it doesn't matter. Does business shut down for the Christmas holidays? No, it doesn't. Amazon keeps whirring in the background, selling my products, right? It doesn't matter where you are. So if you want to go to the beach, if you want to work from the beach, you can do that. But most importantly of all, with all that being said, the most amazing thing is that we are allowed to join this party, this Amazon FBA party, when it is just getting started. Honestly, please believe me when I tell you that you're early, right? It might not feel like it because Amazon FBA has been around for a while. I've been 5 years. I was super early. People are still continuing to shop online for the first time. There's so much more growth left to come. And Amazon is expanding in more and more countries as each year goes by. There's more and more opportunity coming. Hundreds of thousands of people, okay, not businesses, not necessarily businesses, but people like me and hopefully like some of you guys from this after this training are making serious profits on Amazon. And they're doing that because of Amazon FBA and this private labeling business model. Now, if you haven't heard of private labeling before, in a nutshell, it is basically where you sell established products that are already made by a manufacturer, but they don't have any branding on it. And you put your branding onto that product. You put it onto the packaging, you put it onto the instructions, and you put it on the product itself. And one of the biggest benefits of private labeling versus having to invent something is that you don't need to spend thousands doing research and development, and it's incredibly accessible. You don't need to be, have a degree at university in product design, whatever. It's all done for you. It is business beginner friendly. And with private labeling, you can honestly customize just about anything you like. So you can add your own brand logo, you can change the color, the packaging, whatever. And thanks to the power of the internet, you're able to learn about this today and you're able to do it. Private labeling is not a new concept. It's been around many, many years, but historically in the 90s, it just wasn't accessible because we didn't have the connections that we do now. So why should you create your own brand and private label? I did see somebody ask this, say, why don't we just sell generic products with no branding on it? It's a really good question. And the reason is that creating your own brand and putting on products is proven to create trust, add authority, allow you to charge a premium versus unbranded products. It helps you build a reputation where customers will recommend you. It helps you build a tribe of fanatics, so customers that want to buy all your other products if you do a good job. And it basically is a really, really good way of building your own asset, something that you can sell. And just look at all these names on the right. So it's, a really easy example to name Apple. Those guys don't have top of the line phones or top of the line laptops. They've got good laptops and good phones, sure. But if you compare them to lesser known brands, they're, in some examples, they're definitely not as powerful, but people don't care. They want to pay top dollar for Apple because it's a cool brand. And people are like, yeah, I want an Apple product, or I want to wear Nike, or I want to wear a Ralph Lauren shirt, and so on and so on. Okay. So if you just sell generic white label products, it's called, which is basically a product with no branding on it, you're not going to get any of these benefits, and you're not going to be able to charge that premium. And most importantly, you're not going to be able to sell your brand. That is our main goal here, or our secondary goal, in addition to getting those monthly profits. And serious money, big investors are realizing just how attractive it is to sell on Amazon, but they don't want to start from scratch. So what they're doing is just buying people's brands, and they're doing it for millions. So this is a really interesting article on the BBC that said the Amazon sellers who sold up and became millionaires. And it's an article about people that did one of these training sessions, learned how to sell on Amazon, and built their own brand, and then sold it. And remember what I said earlier about how it happened to me? I got approached by an investor who saw my brands on Amazon, and he basically said, we are looking to acquire the best e-commerce brands with a significant presence on Amazon. We are extremely interested. And as I said, I had a call with him. It was a very interesting conversation, but I just said, I'm not ready at the moment. That is the beauty of this private label model. You're able to make those monthly profits, but also sell your brand at the end because it has a value. You can't do that with wholesale easily. You can't do it with selling other people's products, but you can with private label. And you'll remember a moment ago, I said it's not businesses, it's people. This is a really good mini case study for you guys. So Chili's water bottles, they are just vacuum insulated water bottles, and started by two guys, and they're making an absolute fortune. And all they're doing is private labeling. And I know they're making a fortune because of a tool offered by AMZ Scout that lets you see how much money people are making. It's super, super clever. And I will be running through in detail how it's done. But I ran this tool on the Chili's water bottles. And I could see here, look at this, these columns that I've highlighted. These are the monthly figures, guys. They're not yearly, monthly. Look at that. Just one of them is doing 56,000 a month in revenues, 3,500 units. And they're charging £20. So you can see there, 56,000, 64,000, and so on. They're charging around £20, $25 per unit. And look at this. Here's their ad on Amazon, their listing. Look how much they're buying them for. And I would say that's not even the low end of what they're buying it for, because these guys are, they're buying like tens of thousands of units per month. So if you buy them for $2, you've got Amazon fees and so on. After all of that, I would guess they're making at least 20 to 30% profit per unit. It's people, guys. It's not huge corporations. We can do this. I'm doing it. You saw those other people doing it. Now, if you are kind of thinking, I can't do this, I don't have a product to sell, I don't know what to sell, I don't know how to get started, please do not worry, because this training is there to tell you exactly how to do it. And if I can do this in 3 months of selling with zero experience, didn't have any Amazon selling experience, I was in the exact same position that you guys are now. This in 5 months, and then this in over a year, which I then grown to this. And you can see every single year, I've got that consistent growth, 339% growth, $170,000 or $200,000 in sales. If I can do all that, and so have thousands of others that I've coached and taught these 5 steps to, I can promise you, so can you. So park all the negativity, the anxiety to one side, pay attention to this, and I promise you, you are going to thank me, and you're going to be super, super excited. As I say, you're not going to be able to sleep tonight in the nicest way possible. So we're going to be running through now the 5 steps to creating that successful Amazon FBA private label business. And we're going to be basing it on a case study, real life case study of what I did in January and how I managed to get those big, big sales in 3 months. So all of those doubts there, this was me just before I started selling and when I was kind of watching one of these webinars. If you have any of those doubts there, I promise you, after these 5 steps that we've covered and after me explaining it to you very simplistically, it will all be crossed out and you'll be one of those on the right, regardless of what time it is. So give me a 1 in the comments if you are super, super excited. I can see lots of people have already said they are pumped. And I can see some of you have already started learning Amazon, which is great. I can promise you, you will still continue to learn more. So give me a 1 in the comments if you are now ready. Now, as I said, 1, good, good, good. We've got lots and lots of 1s filtering through. Don't crash it, please. So one big question that people often ask me is Amazon saturated? And the answer is no. But if, and this is a big if, you know what you are doing. So as I say, with this case study, this is actually a genuine picture of mine from my product. After 3 months of selling, you can see I had just 59 reviews and the monthly revenue was that 60,000 or 70,000 in dollars, and estimated sales 2,200 in a month. This 5-step strategy case study reveals exactly how. So the first step, guys, when you are ready to, take this seriously, whether it be now, whether it be straight away after this session, whenever, the first step is going to be finding the product to sell on Amazon. Now, the first doubt in your mind or question that you may have, what I had was, I don't have a product or even an idea of a product to sell. I just don't know how to get started. So the big tip from me is ultimately what you are looking for with a product on Amazon is something that already sells well, something that has demand from customers already, but it can be improved by you. The offer can be improved versus what is already on Amazon. And how do you know what products already sell well on Amazon? How do you find products that already have that demand? Well, guess what? There are tools that tell us, and AMZ Scout is a fantastic tool that will do just that. So that little screenshot that I showed you earlier, that is like an app that you download. It plugs into your Chrome extension on the computer, and you can go on any product on Amazon. You can type in whatever product you want and press the button, and this will load. And if it looks a little overwhelming, don't worry, we are going to be running through it now. So I pressed it, I typed in water bottle, and these are the columns that I kind of would like to walk you through now. There's lots and lots of data in this table, but these are the most important ones. So first of all, you've got the price. That's interesting to know because you obviously want to make sure that the price isn't so low that it's just not worth selling. I typically like to go for products that are at least $12 or more. Should be higher really, but 12 is the absolute minimum. Then you've got the Amazon fees in the next column, and then the net margin, so after Amazon fees. Then we've got the estimated sales. So each listing here, each row rather, is a result. It's a seller on Amazon, and that's how much they're making in monthly sales. So you can see the number one position, the water bottle, they are doing, this is crazy, in the US, 42,000 units a month of one water bottle, $1.1 million. So we can pretty much say it's certain that there's a lot of demand here, right? A lot of demand from customers for water bottles. The next columns of interest are the number of reviews and the rating score. So sometimes the number of reviews can indicate how established the niche is, how long sellers have been around, and so on. And the rating score obviously will help you understand what customers dislike and like about the product. And there's so much more within that toolbar, but those are the main points of interest, I would say. So what products are actually a good idea to sell with Amazon FBA? As much as I like to say, yeah, you can sell anything you like, and some products are much more beginner friendly than others, okay? But these are the criteria, in my view, of what makes a good product. So sales demand of at least 3 times your monthly profit goal. So if you want to make $5,000 a month profit, you need to be seeing on AMZ Scout's toolbar here, you need to be seeing 3 times that. So that would need to be here. You need to see sellers making $15,000 at least. If it's less than that, then there's not going to be enough demand for it to be worth your while. Profit margin needs to be at least 30% before advertising. Why? Well, as much as selling on Amazon is fun, we want to make a profit, don't we? So we can take it home and enjoy it, spend it on nice things, holidays, meals out, and so on. We want something in an ideal world that's small and lightweight, and that's just because it means that the storage cost is going to be lower, the fulfillment costs are going to be lower, and basically just it's going to be more profitable. It's going to be easier. We want something that's not fragile. Why? Because we don't want to risk the product arriving with the customer, it having broken, and the customer complains. We want something that's brandable, of course. Remember the benefits of adding your own brand to your product. It allows you to charge that premium, repeat custom, and so on. And we want something that's not seasonal or a fad. We don't just want to be making money in December, in the colder months of the year, in the warmer months. We want to be making money every single month. Now, out of all of those, there's 3 that are non-negotiable, essential, right? Sales demand. If you sell a product that has no sales demand on Amazon, it's just going to collect dust. You're not going to make any profit, okay? Whatever product you are looking at, please ensure that it has that sales demand of 3 times your profit goal. It needs to be profitable and it needs to be brandable. Those are the ones, they are nice to have. They're not essential. But those 3 there that I've starred, non-negotiable. An example of a good product that ticks a lot of those boxes is a water bottle. Not seasonal, lots of demand as we've seen, and so on and so on. Okay? That is a good product fundamentally. And the beautiful thing is about this business model, the risk is lowered so much because we're able to confirm if a product that we found, that we've got our eye on, is a good product before we actually pay money to a supplier. Okay. And I can just see somebody's asked a good question. How do you know if a product is brandable? I think it's kind of obvious, basically. So, something that's not brandable, I would say, is maybe a coat hanger or a commodity product. When I say brandable, I'm basically meaning, do customers care that it's got a brand on? Like a bin bag. Customers are like, I don't care, I just want a bin bag, right? Whereas maybe something that's for pets or something for a hobby, maybe like a bike seat, whatever. People do pay attention to reviews and the brand. But good question. So yes, we're able to confirm if it's a good product by moving to the next stage. And we can do that with AMZ Scout's tools. So their Chrome extension contains sales estimates. So you've got that sales demand. It's got profit calculators. It's got sales history. So you can see trending sales. You can see historic sales and so on. It basically allows you to understand whether a product is a good idea or not beforehand, before you actually part with any money. And this is another snapshot here where we ran it on a some check paper, and it basically gave you a very quick summary of whether it thought it was a good idea. Always, whenever you see this, don't just take it at face value and think, yeah, I'm going to spend the money. Use it to guide you on the things to look into in more detail. So that's what a good product is and how we assess a good product. How do you actually find something to sell with Amazon? Do you just go and sit in a dark room and get a pen and paper and write down ideas? Well, you could do, but there's a much easier way. You can use AMZ Scout. They've got lots of tools that will help you with product discovery. You can browse Amazon. You can go through all their categories. You've got trade fairs, or you could just look around the shops. There are so many different methods. I myself know around 15 different methods, and I love to rotate them all. But the one that I really did enjoy using, because it helped me find the products in this case study, is AMZ Scout's product database. Now, the product database is, in its best terms, is probably like Google search engine, except for products on Amazon. So it's got over 600 million products within it. It's hooked up to Amazon, and this is what it looks like. You can basically change lots of criteria and then press search, and then it will tell you all of the products on Amazon that tick all the boxes that you've said. So when I was preparing for the presentation and using AMZ Scout, I went on and I said, yep, I would like to be showing products in the baby category. So number one, I said, please show me products that retail for $15 to $30 on Amazon that have less than 250 reviews and where the seller is making at least $10,000 a month. There's lots of other filters that you can apply, but those were the ones that I liked. I pressed find products, and then straight away it gives you, tons and tons of products that meet those criteria. And you can then go through those and look at each and assess whether you'd enjoy selling that product, whether you think there's an opportunity, and so on. And you can see it gives you all the information you need in one single page. We've got the revenue figures for each seller. Excuse me. We've got the price, we've got fees, everything you need. And one that really caught my eye here was this baby nail file. And the reason it caught my eye is because I saw the seller was making $90,000 a month in revenues with just 6 reviews, and the brand name was Conservison, which just sounded appalling. Like, I don't even know what it means. Chris is asking how accurate these figures. They are actually really accurate. I've compared them to my own. It's basically Amazon publishes certain information that allows you to have a very good estimate of sales, which AMZ Scout is hooked up to. So that's how it does it. So the baby nail file, I decided to take a closer look at. And straight away, I thought, okay, here we go. There's an opportunity here. The pictures look awful. The listing looks dreadful in general. And I just think I could do a better job. So let's just raise a very important point. Whenever you find a product such as this, whenever you use AMZ Scout's database to find an idea, you must always assess the entire niche on Amazon, how much other sellers are making as well. And the reason is that we don't want to run the risk that we order a product and it's only one single seller making a load of money and everyone else isn't. And that could be because they've got a huge well-known brand off of Amazon. Maybe it's like Adidas or something. Or they've got a patent or whatever. So what I did is I typed in baby nail file on Amazon, and then I ran the tool, and look at this. We can see to verify that demand that other sellers are making a lot. we can see that we've got one doing 18,000, 360,000, and so on and so on. So we've just very quickly verified that it's not just one single person making a lot of dough. And there you go. That's just the figures blown up for you so you can see it a bit more clearly. So does the product meet our initial criteria? Well, yes, it's got lots of demand. It's profitable, and I will show you how to understand that in a moment. And it's brandable. It's got those three key ones. People value with this type of product a brand. I know I would. I mean, look at that picture there. Baby electric nail file. It just sounds awful, doesn't it? And to be honest, if someone gave me that, I'm expecting a baby in 2 months, I would probably put it straight in the bin. However, if it had a brand on it that was like the baby file, whatever, I would probably think twice. I think I would keep it. So it's also small and lightweight. It's not fragile, and so on and so on. So hopefully you guys are starting to understand now what type of products are good to be sold with Amazon FBA and private labeling. But if you're not, here's some inspiration to get you guys started. So again, take notes, take photos, whatever, and you can look at these in your own time. So first up, we've got the anti-theft doorbell. This actually blew my mind because I can't believe people rob these Ring doorbells. It's crazy, but evidently they do. This is like an anti-theft thing that you just put your Ring doorbell in to stop it. We've got lots of demand. You can see that on the sales snapshot, 13,500. It's not fragile. It's small. It's probably something that people would actually value for the branding because they want something that's good quality, that's not going to be broken or damaged. So there you go. There's one idea. The second is a tabletop fireplace. So the average monthly revenue in this niche is $10,000. When we looked at the reviews, we saw there was lots of room for improvement. It's also something that's giftable. That, again, is another tick of what makes a product good because it means that your Christmas sales are going to be nice and high. The next product is a shark blanket. I'd never even heard or seen of these before, but much is the case with Amazon products. When you're doing your research, you'll come across so much that you've never even imagined. But this niche is doing 11,000 a month. One thing that you could do is customize it. So instead of doing sharks, dolphins, fish, whatever, just something quite fun to stand out and make lots and lots of money. So lots of demand there, and again, another giftable niche. A kids tool belt, so very low top brand competition. When we looked, the brands there were awful, much like Conser Bison. Some good demand, $10,000. It's not fragile, and so on and so on. A waterproof tackle box. So again, this is to do with people's hobbies, isn't it? People are very passionate about fishing, so they want to buy good quality branded stuff. So this one ticks the box. It's also got lots of demand, $12,000 in sales revenues. Very, very nice niche to get into. And then you can expand, can't you, into other fishing products and accessories. So you see how you think about this. When you find one product, you want to expand the brand into other adjacent products. So where else can you get more profitable ideas? Well, AMZ Scout, they do everything, don't they? They've got everything. Thought of it all. They do product research for you if, I don't know, maybe you don't like it, maybe you're struggling with it. They will basically put together reports for you with product ideas of what you can consider selling. And you'll get hand-researched bespoke products sent to you by their specialist team. So that's another route to finding products. Now, the way that I found this golden product within this case study was initially with that product database with AMZ Scout. So I found the seed idea, but it was this second step that actually got me the killer product. And I'm going to explain how. So the second step, once you've found your product, once you have got an idea of what you want to sell, you need to find the supplier. And if you're saying now, Jansen, I don't know any suppliers, how do I get started? Don't worry, because again, the internet is here to save the day. You've got Alibaba, which is like Amazon of the supplier world. You've got DHgate, IndiaMart. Honestly, there are tons and tons. My favorite is Alibaba. It's incredibly easy to use. And one of the other reasons that I like it is it just links in with AMZ Scout. So on their product database, you can just press this little button here, or on their toolbar pop-up, you can press this button here, and it will basically find the suppliers for you. It's super, super easy to use, and you can also filter based on the country of the supplier. So if you say, I only want to purchase from people in the US, you can do that, and they do it very easily for you. So I did it for this presentation just to show you how it works on the baby nail file. And well, look at that. We've basically found the exact same product, haven't we? It looks identical, so it just seems like this seller has just copied their supplier's photos, which says to me 0 effort. And if they're putting 0 effort in and making, I think it was 60,000 or whatnot per month, do you think there's opportunity to overtake? Yes, 100 times yes. So if you find the supplier of the product that you want to sell on Alibaba, you click into the listing and then you press contact supplier. And then it's as easy as that. You just send a message to the supplier. And these are the questions that you'll need to ask, guys, in order to understand the profit and to understand whether there's an opportunity. So you say, hello, please first confirm the per unit cost for 200, 500 and 1,000 units. And we do that so that we can compare prices across suppliers and also help with our negotiation. If we know how much they will sell 1,000 units for, then if they give us a higher price with 200 units, we can use that to come down a little. You also say, please provide a quotation for shipping to an Amazon center. And that's so you can calculate the profit to the cent. We want to make sure that we've got a good understanding of what the profit is going to be before we part with any money to mitigate that risk. We also say, please confirm the cost of a sample. And we do that. You never, guys, order bulk from a supplier without getting a sample. We do that to assess the quality. The worst thing that can happen is you order 200 units, 500 units, whatever, and it turns up at Amazon and it's awful quality. So you want to make sure you get that sample. Now, this is the top tip from me because this is what I used. I said when I found the supplier of the product that I found with AMZ Scout, what other items do you sell and what is your most popular selling item? And they said, these are the products I have, but here is one that's about to come out. No one else has it yet. Bam, like that. I said, please sell it to me. They sent me the sample. I loved it. And that is how I got a head start versus everybody else. The product itself existed on Amazon already, the niche. There was existing demand, but the product design, the shape of it, the look of it, its features were completely new. Customers hadn't seen it before. That is the case study explained in detail. These are my top secrets here, guys, and I'm giving them all away. So the next step, you found the product, you found a supplier using that method that I just spoke about there. You need to differentiate. In order to succeed and become a top seller on Amazon, you can't just copy what someone else is doing and just replicate it and hope that you'll do well. Maybe 6 years ago, maybe when I was just getting started, you could. Not anymore. You need to do something that improves upon the existing offering and do something that allows you to stand out from the crowd. You need to differentiate. And tips to differentiate include changing the design of the product. So that's what I did with this product in the case study we're talking about. You can do bundling, so providing like a complementary item with your product. And I'll explain about that in more detail in a second. You can refine the product. So work up the product listing, work on the description, the pictures, and so on. You can work on branding. Conservison sucks. Make a better one, okay? And customers will buy from you, I promise you. And you can work on improving the product, right, or its functionality. Now, I always say try and level up, try and combine as many of these as you can. And if you do that, you give yourself a much higher chance of success. And how did I differentiate with my product in this example, this case study? Well, I found that new design, didn't I? I asked the supplier, I was really nice to them, and they gave it to me first. I made a compelling brand. I didn't just say, here's my product, Conservison, done. I put thought into it. I thought of a brand name that would resonate with the customer, and I made a brand story. So I made a story about how I was passionate about this product, and how I wanted to help other people, etc., etc. Customers love that stuff, right? It doesn't have to be true. Honestly, Old El Paso, Uncle Ben's, Aunt Jemima, they've all got brand stories, haven't they? People love them. I improved upon the existing offering. I made my listing awesome, wrote it in clear English, and basically made it seem as though my product solved everyone's problems. And I just had a higher quality product. Okay, I got good reviews with this new product because I vetted my supplier, I got samples, and I tested them. That's what you guys need to do. Now, if you're thinking that just seems like a ton, it seems super, super hard to even be able to do any of that. Well, honestly, it is easier than you might think. Let's just have a look at that Conservison, right? These guys are making tens of thousands a month, and it just sucks, right? There's no polite way of saying it. Baby electric nail file, as I said, that is going nowhere near my baby's hands if someone gives me that. There's no branding. The pictures are horrible. Please do let me know if you agree with me or if you disagree. Safe and gentle, no disturbance to sleeping baby, like uppercase, lowercase. It's just written in poor English. It just doesn't really give you confidence, does it, in the product? So that's kind of one very quick telling sign that if those guys are doing really well with that type of quality of listing, we can easily trump that and do a lot better. So many sellers on Amazon, guys, just don't know what they're doing, and they're still making a lot of money. It is bonkers, and that's why there's so much opportunity. And one easy way of spotting an opportunity to improve is by looking at customer reviews. So this one here, somebody said, I really liked it. The only negative is I wish there were more baby discs in it. There's only 2. Bam, straight away, you've got your idea to further improve the product. And this is what the bundling thing is. So we've got the nail file, but we're bundling in those complementary products, those baby discs, to make the offer even sweeter, to make it even more irresistible. There you go. Just look through the reviews for clues. So that's how you differentiate. Those are the different ways to make your product offer stand out from the crowd. And honestly, now that I've told you about this, about the poor quality of listings, you will notice it. Next time you go onto Amazon, every time you go on there to shop, I promise you, you look at the bullet points, you look at the pictures, and you'll be like, yeah, Jansen was right. These suck. And subconsciously, it does feed in. So the next step is creating the offer, making something irresistible. Now, you do that, you create your offer through an Amazon listing. And I'm sure all of you are familiar with what an Amazon listing is. But if you're not, it is basically your description of your product. It's your one opportunity to sell to the customer. They've clicked onto your picture or your title, and they're now looking through your pictures, your bullet points, and so on. They've got the interest, right? They like your image, they like your price, and so on. It's now your job to persuade them to buy from you versus anyone else. So your listing, it needs to be informative, it needs to be persuasive, and it needs to be compelling. And it just needs to be written in a way that resonates with the customer, which is what Chinese, Asian, international sellers that don't speak English, that aren't from our Western culture, they really, really struggle with it. And to show you an example of a good listing, we've got Chili's water bottles, that example I spoke about earlier. So you can see the title. I think someone just said, can I go back a slide? I'm not quite sure which one it is. You will get a replay of this tomorrow, Chris, so you can do it then, or just let me know in the comments and I can flick back later. So this is the title: Chili's bottles, leak proof, no sweating, BPA free. Like, it's really, really clear, isn't it? And the bullet points, you've got the problem being solved or the feature in capitals, and it's just really, really nice to look at, and it makes me want to buy a Chili's bottle. The pictures, they are clear. They've got the branding on. They're concise. They tell you all the features. It's just a good listing, okay, is the summary. Having a good listing is essential. Like before with the product research criteria, it is non-negotiable, okay? Now, to give you an example of what your competition is doing, and to prove this point that so many people don't know what they're doing, look at this listing here. So this water bottle is the exact same to the Chili's one, it's the same. Look at the title, Shine Me Fly. That's the brand name. No idea what that is, what it means. It's not cool, and it doesn't mean anything. Stainless steel water bottle, vacuum insulated drink bottle. It's just keyword jamming, and it just looks unprofessional, unattractive. And if someone did click for whatever reason, maybe the price attracted to them, you know, the bullet points are going to put them off. You've got drink bottle, maintains temperature inside regardless of temperature outside, maintains temperature, keeps drink nice. It's useless. It's just putting words on the page for the sake of it, and it's not compelling. It's not informative. It's a waste of time. And that is reflected in the pictures too. They basically just used the same picture of the bottle rotated, and they're focusing on features that no one really cares about. So you can see on the right here, people are saying recyclable packaging. I don't think customers are buying this or looking at this because of the packaging. You know, they're just not even talking about the main feature, which is it keeps cold drinks cold for 24 hours and hot drinks hot for 12, whereas Chili's did. And Chris, I can see, is saying, how many does it sell per month? Well, people are still buying it. It's selling around 600 units a month. That will come entirely down to the price, right? $8. But what's important is when we compare it to Chili's, $25, right? Chili's are selling far more units. They're making far more profit. I'd be surprised if Shine Me Fly is making much at all. And it's the same bottle. It will come from the same supplier, I can assure you. But the difference is Chili's is a cool brand. They've done the listing well. People want to pay more. They want to pay that premium because it's cool to have it. If you're not from the UK, Europe, where these are very common, honestly, when you go around offices, gyms, wherever, you see them everywhere. And I think it's literally the same as the cheaper one, but I know why people are doing it. My wife did it. She said for her birthday, get me a Chili's bottle, please. And I said, what, $25? I'll get the cheaper one. She went, no, I want the Chili's one. Why? Because it's cool, because they've done the branding well, they've made it compelling, and they've made it seem like it's higher quality when it might not necessarily be. So a good listing, guys, it needs to be compelling and it needs to sell those benefits to the customer. And the easiest way for me to tell you how to do that is, let's just look at Shine Me Fly. So the title there, and I do want your honest opinion here, guys. The title there is really keyword jamming. It just doesn't make sense. I spent 3 minutes max rewriting it. I changed the brand name to Drink Pal. I just thought Drink Pal sounds a bit cooler. And then look at what I've done. I've effectively communicated what the product is. I've used dividers. I've put the key benefits in there. I've used keywords. I've just made sure that it's consistent, coherent, all that jazz. And it sounds like something you'd want to buy. So give me a 1 if you think that mine is better. And I don't know if I want to ask this. Give me a 2 if you think Shine Me Fly is better. And I'm hoping that I'll see lots and lots of 1s. Okay, I can already see a couple of 1s coming through, which is good. I'd be a little bit disheartened if you said the Chinese or the Shine Me Fly brand was better. But look how easy it is, guys. These people, they are selling, but they just don't know what they're doing. And again, fixing the images. The one on the left, it's blurred, it's low quality. The one on the right, you know, you can get that designed for you, a computer graphic, that is. It's not a photo. You can get it done for $30, $40 very, very cheaply. And that is what I did with my product that I found and that generated me that money in 3 months. Just made sure the listing was compelling and made sense. So the next step, once you've ordered your product, you've differentiated it, you've made the listing, and your supplier has sent it to the Amazon warehouse. Remember, you are not involved. It does not need to come to your house if you don't want it to. The next step is launching on Amazon and then scaling. Once your product has arrived at the Amazon warehouse, it's time to launch and start selling. And the objective of your launch, it's that 2-week period when you first start selling, is basically to get as many sales from customers as you can so that Amazon rewards you and puts you in a nice search result position. Okay, and the way to improve your search result position is determined by a lot of factors, but the 2 biggest ones are down to your sales per day or your sales velocity and your level of conversion. So conversion means the number of people clicking into your listing and then buying. So if you have 10 people click and then 5 buy, 5 divided by 10, 50%. The higher that is, the more that Amazon will love you and reward you. And how did I increase my conversion and sales from the get-go? How can you do that? Well, first of all, you need social proof. People don't like to be the first. They don't want to buy a product with no comments or reviews. They sometimes will, but not en masse. So you ideally want to get 3 or 4 reviews up front, and you can do that through Amazon's Vine program, where Amazon will give your product away for free, as many as units as you want, up to 30, and they'll get you some reviews. So make sure you do that before you properly launch. Seek objective advice. This is a big one. Okay, don't just trust yourself. I can promise you, you will think that your listing and your product is amazing because it's yours, right? The real value comes from asking independents, mentors, coaches such as myself, colleagues, people that aren't just going to be nice to you just for the sake of it. Say to them, what do you think to this product? What do you think to my listing? What can be improved? And if you listen to their advice, if you listen to your coach's advice and implement those changes, it will help with your sales, I promise you. You can also launch at an attractive price. So don't just go in with your private label price point, your premium price point straight away. That comes a little bit later. You want to launch at a discount to your competitors. So people are like, boom, I want to, buy this straight away. No questions asked. You do that, you get high sales, you'll get rewarded by Amazon. And also use Amazon's ads. Okay. Amazon basically allows you to cheat. I say cheat, and show yourself at the front page at the top. Next time you go onto Amazon, have a look. Whenever you search for something, you'll see it says sponsored. Where it says sponsored, that's people that are paying to be there. And you pay per click with Amazon. You don't just pay to get eyeballs. If a customer doesn't like what you're advertising and doesn't click, you won't get charged. But if they do, then you will. And the cost per click can range from as little as 5 cents, and it can go up to $2, $3, even higher, depending on how competitive it is. But that allows you, doing that pay-per-click advertising allows you to get lots and lots of sales in the early days, and then get that natural rank position like the 4 guys below, which has a much higher amount of profit. And another trick that I used, and this one is a game changer, more value bombs coming from Jansen right here, is to try and get featured in blogs, magazines, whatever. So whatever your niche is, go onto Google and type in top 10 yoga mats, if it's a yoga mat, or yoga mat reviews, whatever, and just click through each blog that comes up or magazine and then write to them. That is exactly what I did. I said, would you like to review our product? We're a new brand. We think that you'll love it because of X, Y, and Z. I think I sent like 30 or 40 emails out. I got 4 replies, and I think 3 featured it. It doesn't matter. 3 featured it. That was huge. That really supercharged my product's performance because they were well-known blogs that had a lot of exposure, gave a lot of exposure for me, all for free. So those are the 5 steps, guys, that I literally followed in that case study, and I've just rinsed and repeated to grow to that $200,000 record, and all my students have followed as well. And the key to succeeding with these steps, this is a huge one. It's execution, okay? You need to make sure that every single one of these steps is executed to the best of your ability, top tier execution. Because if you don't, it will crumble, right? You could find the best product in the world. It's got tons of demand. It's profitable. But if your supplier is rubbish, they don't supply a high quality product, or they just get things wrong, you're going to fail, right? Or if you have the best supplier, the best product, but your listing just sucks, and you've done what Shine Me Fly did or Conservison did, you're not going to succeed. So all of these steps, they have to be done properly. You can't skip them. Okay. Now, let me remind you of what it is like, the feeling, if moderator can just blow me up a little, to be making extra sales as you are in the background, right? So as I said, I can't promise how much it will have gone up by, but you can see the 255 for those of you that were at the beginning of the training that remember. We're going to pull it down and refresh, and what are we on? I have to read the mirror view. 278. So 278, I think that is, I'm trying to do the maths here, like on the fly. So we've done 23 sales, haven't we? Live, whilst I've been with you guys. You know, on an average profit of per unit, just say, you know, $4, that's $90 profit I've made just, you know, at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night in the UK, whilst just getting on with my day. Press 1 if you want to experience that as well, because I can assure you, if you've made it this far through the presentation, you absolutely can. I can promise you. I started with 0 experience, and look at what I've managed to achieve and grow to. And just to kind of, you know, again, remind you of that journey, I achieved so many things as soon as I had that right level of guidance. And it's just completely changed my life. And not just me, but hundreds of others, thousands that I've met, networked with, and so on. I'm super, super pleased to see lots of 1s. I can see somebody has put a 2. I'm hoping that's a mistake and it's not with that bullet point that I did before. The title change I did before, sorry. So remember, guys, this was me before. All of those doubts, which maybe some of you guys had, I hope not. And this was me after I started to sell. And I'm really hoping this is you now, that you can do it, okay? You have all the support that you need with me, all the guidance to be able to smash this. You don't need to invent anything. You don't need to be, you know, a marketing mastermind. I got bottom in the class in art. I used to get sent out all the time, and it didn't stop me. You just need to have that confidence in yourself. And this is the important part. You need to take action. So if you are super pumped now, please, please make sure that you take some form of action. Don't let life get in the way and, you know, put it off, because what will happen is what happened to me. 5 months of your life will disappear and you'll think, what happened? And that'll be it. So there's no reason why you can't start your journey today. As I mentioned earlier, all you need is a laptop and an internet connection to run this type of business, right? And you'll be surprised at how quickly things progress upwards once you know what you're doing and you have the right support. And today, as we've seen, is the right time. It's the perfect time to get involved, because online shopping, it is in its infancy. So if you are super, super keen to get started, you've got 2 choices at the moment. You're at a crossroads. You can go the easy way or the hard way. And the hard way is what I initially thought about doing when I discovered Amazon. So I thought, I'm clever. I can research YouTube in my spare time. It'll be fine. I'll just learn how to do it myself. And this is what happened. After 4 months, I'd made 0 progress. Despite all that positive energy, despite that motivation to change my life. And I just kept putting it off at weekends. And just every time I looked on YouTube, I got confused. People were conflicting with each other. And I just felt completely lost. And that is honestly what I see happen time and time again. People mail me and they say, thank you, Jansen. Loved it. Can't wait to get started. Or they'll comment on my YouTube videos and say, buzzing to get started. And then this is what happens. I see people becoming lost, confused, and overwhelmed because of how much conflicting and outdated information there is. And just because some parts of Amazon are quite hard and can be frustrating, they make contact with bad suppliers and get taken advantage of. They spend money on products that are never going to sell, that just aren't a good idea to sell, but they don't know any better. They waste time, so they're not able to get to the point of selling as quickly as they would if they had the right guidance. They become demotivated and stressed. And this is the big one. They announce when they do fail, Amazon FBA doesn't work, right? And they go, it's too late, it's saturated, and they give up and they lose the money. I've seen it happen so many times. People comment on my YouTube and say, I tried to do this, nothing sold, it's rubbish. And then I say to them, send me your product and I'll have a look. And I take a look and it's something like Conservicin or Shiny Fly. Honestly, I see it over and over again. And this is why I encourage you guys, if you do want to get started today, to come the easy way with me, right? I can be your mountain guide climbing up Everest. I can show you the shortcuts. I can show you what to do to make sure you don't get injured. And I can basically just get you to the top of the mountain much, much quicker and with a much higher chance of success than if you're just wandering around in the dark alone. So, you know, the benefits of having a mentor, I don't think I need to go into tons of detail here because it should be fairly obvious, is that you don't need to sit thousands of hours, you know, just crawling through YouTube, looking at outdated information. You have somebody that can give you a second opinion and can be a sounding board, whether it be on a product to sell, whether it be on a launch strategy, whatever. And it just basically means that having a mentor that actually sells on Amazon, that you're going to be getting the latest materials and guidance all in one area that can tell you what way to go, right? So the mountain guide is one analogy. Another one of mine, I was just having too much fun with all these pictures. It's a bit like a personal trainer at the gym, isn't it? Those guys can tell you what to eat to ensure that you reach your goals quickly. They can show you the right exercises to be doing, and so on and so on. That's what I can be doing for you as your mentor. You can learn how to become your dream, build your dream business much, much quicker with somebody like me, an expert, than doing it alone. And that leads me to introduce to you the Smashers Academy. And this is what I spoke about earlier. It's my training program that is designed for complete beginners, such as many of you guys on here, that want to learn how to become super successful sellers on Amazon. And it contains various components. This is exactly what is included in my academy. So you get lifetime access to our members zone, and that contains absolutely everything that you need to know to master selling on Amazon. So it's a bit like a map book when going up the mountain. It tells you where to go, what to do, and so on. So we don't just cover Amazon, we cover business in general, how to find the best products. So remember, I spoke about one product research method earlier. This academy contains about 12 or 13 now different methods to find the best products. It contains guidance to avoid you getting ripped off by suppliers. Happens all the time. How to import products legally. A lot of the time, suppliers will want you to underdeclare the value of your goods. A lot of people don't know that suppliers are doing this, but I teach you the different telltale signs of what they're doing and how to stop it. How to create the best listings, how to create the best brands, how to launch to the front page as quickly as possible, and basically just how to create a profitable and successful brand on Amazon, which you can use to cream profits every month and then sell, hopefully in a couple of years, for millions, like those other guys that I spoke about earlier. You'll also get lots of quizzes, checklists, and cheat sheets, all of my notes to make sure that you understand everything. You can print them off and you can tick off the checklists to ensure that you haven't forgotten anything. This is probably the biggest driver of value. It's my ongoing support. So it's the mountain guides to take you up to the top of the mountain. It's your personal trainer to get you fit at the gym. Okay, so I will be giving you guidance every single day of the week. Whenever you need it from me, you just drop me a message and I can help you with anything. So product research, product selection, launching a product, negotiating, honestly, it does not matter. This is all there to support you. You just message me whenever you need your help, and I can promise you it will save you a lot of stress, a lot of overwhelm and panic. Okay, this is worth its weight in gold. A 7-figure seller, me, that has spent well over 4,000 hours on Amazon and spent every single day thinking, breathing, living this thing. You'll also get, as a special bonus for today, so this is a special package, guys, all of my templates, all of my copy and paste calculators, scripts, everything, to ensure that you know your profits, to ensure that you're doing your product research right, to ensure that you're saying the right things to the supplier. It's all there for you. You don't need to engage your brain and get writer's block. It is given to you, okay? You'll also get, this is a lovely little bonus from AMZ Scout. So those tools that we've spoken about earlier and more in one of the packages that we're offering today is available to you for a year, Okay, it's included for a year. So you'll get those product research tools, the Chrome extension, you get calculators, product databases, everything, right? The normal value of that is about $400 just for the subscription alone. You'll get the Chrome extension, so it allows you to see what sellers' sales are historically, whether they're trending. You know the importance of this tool. I've used it a lot throughout this training session today. You need AMZ Scout to be able to do your product research and to lower the risk of anything going wrong as much as possible. So you've got that product database. You also get special reports. So reports produced that will basically tell you the trending categories to sell in, niches that are up and coming. Basically just information that will give you a head start versus other people without these reports. We also have live sessions. We've got another live session within the Academy next Wednesday where I'll be interviewing actually Neha, who was the 100K winner. She'll be sharing her story. So yeah, as soon as you're in the Academy, you get access to the live sessions as well. So a little bit like this, but more interactive, where you can ask more questions. We can do live classroom teaching on anything you want. And we just have a lot of fun, and we interview members as well that have done really well and want to share their story. We've got the mastermind group. So this is a great private community of people that have come through the Academy, that have been on one of these webinars and then signed up and basically just want to help each other smash it. Super a good place to stay motivated, to swap stories, to network, to meet other like-minded individuals. So it's my favorite group on Facebook. It goes without saying. You also get the Smashers School. So that is a additional acceleration program, and that aims to take you week by week from today, so not having any experience, to being a seller. So every single week you'll get an email that says, okay, this is what you need to do now. Week after, okay, now you've done that, you need to be doing this in order to reach the point of selling. So that aims to get you to be an Amazon seller. And if you start today, you'll be doing that before Christmas. You get unlimited lifetime updates. So Amazon is frequently a platform that is changed, new rules, new things that are displaying. It's all updated in the Academy, and you don't have to pay a penny for it. It's all included. Now, one additional bonus that is in one of the packages that I'm going to be running through with you is the Seller Hook report. So this one isn't bespoke in this specific package, but what it does do is run through 5 other booming product ideas that you can consider selling in the final quarter of the year. So that will be included. You can possibly consider those products, or you can use them to help you to find other niches as well. That is another bonus. There's tons of bonuses here. And this is just a sample of what one of the reports looks like. It gives you the product name. It tells you why it's good. It tells you where you can get it from. And it's just a really good guide for you to have with you when you're doing, product research or selling on Amazon. Yeah, it's just worth its weight in gold, basically. You'll also get, it's just crazy, isn't it, how much value is in this? A categories list and communication pack that will tell you how to get engaged, how to get more and more reviews. All tips like this are included in my own Academy, but you'll get these in addition to that to help you even more. It's just, fantastic how much AMZ Scout are giving here. And then you've got the e-commerce 101 and the review guide as well. And then, of course, I've got 5 years selling experience today. Remember, I've met a lot of people. I've used a lot of designers. I've just built a lot of connections, and I'm allowing you to benefit from that. So I've, agreed lots of discounts with these guys. I can refer you whenever you want something done. You don't need to be hunting around in the dark and, risking getting a bad quality logo made. You just ask me and I will tell you. Someone's asking you what Q4 is. It's Q4 of the year, the final quarter, the final 3 months. So guys, this is the package. Now, there are 2 offers on the table, and I'll explain the difference to you now. So the first one is the 1-year AMZ Scout and everything else that included there. If you were to kind of break down individually and add up the cost of everything, that is what it would come to. But we are not charging anywhere near that. This is a one-off deal just for this webinar. Okay. The package for today, this package 1 is reduced to $749 for today only. That is an absolute steal. If you go to my website, Smashers Academy, you will see that just the Academy alone, without all these bonuses, is more than that, nearly double that, in fact. And the price is also going up soon too. So all of that there for $749. That's package 1. Package 2, if you think, do you know what? I would quite like somebody to do the product research for me. Instead of the 1 year of AMZ Scout and the seller hook, like general product ideas, this second package is the exact same, except AMZ Scout is for 3 months and you will get 2 products hand-picked for you. So not given to anybody else. It's hand research for you based on your own criteria. Okay. And that package there is even cheaper at $699. So the main difference between the two, the 749 has got the 1 year AMZ Scout. So you can find a product today, next week, whenever, and then you can keep finding more and more products throughout the year and use that AMZ Scout tool to help and grow your business. And you also get the general seller hook ideas. So they're not handpicked for you. That one is $749. And the second package, if you think I'd like someone to do the research for me, that one is $699. And that comes with 2 handpicked products for you and 3 months AMZ Scout. Okay. So if you would like to take advantage of this deal, as I say, it's just for this session. Go on my website, smashersacademy.com. You'll see you're getting an absolute bargain here. Okay, so to get that deal, you can either press one of the links in the chat box where it says exclusive offer, or you can go on your phone, you can go on the camera app, and then where those barcodes are on the right with the dinosaur in the middle, just focus your camera on it and then tap the screen, and then it will load the checkout page automatically. Or if you don't have that and you don't want to do that, you can type in amzscout.net/get and then expert-Jansen or expert-Jansen-report. So you are getting a heck of a lot there. You're getting the Smashers Academy Mastermind Pass. So, 200 lessons included, checklists, quizzes, cheat sheets, my unlimited support. So you could launch one product next month. You could launch another one in 6 months. It doesn't matter. I will be here to support you. If you have any questions at all, you just let me know and I will tell you. If you need any support, second opinions, it doesn't matter. You get all my copy and paste templates, my calculators. With package 1, you get AMZ Scout toolset for a year. And all the AMZ Scout insights. For package 2, you get it for 3 months. And I can see Chris saying, how much would the AMZ Scout be for the remaining 9 months? It's a good question. I think it ranges from $50 to $100. So you also get the live coaching sessions that we do every 3 or 4 weeks. We've got one this Wednesday, and those are a lot of fun. So additional time with me and with other members of the Academy. You get that private mastermind group. So you're not just hunting around asking people that don't sell on Amazon and don't know what they're doing. You're in a community of people that are all like-minded, that have the same experience. We've got the acceleration program that will aim to get you selling before Christmas is out. Unlimited lifetime updates. And then in package 1, you get the general seller hook report. Package 2, you get that customized product research done for you. So 2 product ideas. You get, as well as that, ebooks, review guides, everything. There is a huge amount of value here. And just to put it into perspective, that value, the cost there, I made that back within my first 2 weeks of selling. In fact, I think it was even sooner, right? And that $4,600 or $5,000 with a 20% margin, I'd made that back in a 7-day period, right? And I now make it back daily. Look at that. Set profit from yesterday, $923 or $1,000. Okay. The revenue that I earned in my first year is equivalent to, or the fee rather for this is equivalent to about 0.001% of the revenue that I now generate. So it's an investment in yourself to learn how to do things the right way. And honestly, you are going to learn how to do it like so many others have. Here are all my reviews. I've got a ton of reviews on my Trustpilot. Some of the ones that have been posted include Olga, enrolling was the best decision of my life. Nadia said, this course saved me money, time, and my mental health. Ree said, the best thing is Jansen. I message him at odd times of the day and he always responds within the hour. I do try and respond as quickly as I can. And then Sahar said, I never imagined how detailed and broad the program would be. Sally said, the Smashers Academy, I enrolled and I've never looked back at all. So the reviews are outstanding. You can see here lots of student results. We've got Simon who said, I couldn't have done it without all the help that I received. David said, so much more info than YouTube. It's given me the confidence to take the next step. George said, I woke up this morning to 3 sales whilst I slept, and I've now had 11 today. I'm buzzing. Wazif, the opportunity is real. Just put in the effort and you will get results. All of these guys have come through. They've done this initial training session. They've done the Smashers Academy program, and they've done it. They've gone through. Nick said, I made a profit of £2,000 or $2,500. That was at his launch in his first 30 days. How awesome is that? We also have Taylor who said, Jansen's brilliant. He's helped me develop a new passion. 10,000, the 10K club in under a month of being sale. I can see Kat saying, what's the initial requirement needed? At a minimum, I would say you need $1,000 to $1,500, absolute minimum, if you want to be able to buy a decent amount of stock. Sam, my first 3 months, I made a profit of 5K. Andre, yesterday I did 17 sales. Like you can see here, guys, it is not just me. There are tons and tons of people that are just, making an absolute fortune because they have the right guidance. They're following the right steps. They are motivated and they're taking action and doing it. Chloe here said, I'm gobsmacked. I can't stop smiling. And that's exactly how I felt. There's no better feeling, guys, than selling a product that you've created that other people, strangers, are buying. And what's even better is you're able to make a profit from it. And here's Adam, who was on the last AMZ Scout webinar. And he said, 8 months ago, I was on a webinar, started researching products, going through the motions, and finally launched 52 days ago. His goal was 90 to 120 days to get 10K, and he did it in 2.5 months. How amazing is that? And that he came from one of these webinars. And all of these guys that are smashing it, they get one of these custom-made awards that are the same as the YouTube Creator Awards. So they're super, super cool. You get to hang them up on your wall, show them to your mates to prove, and to showcase what an amazing achievement you've made, which is to go through the 5 steps, build your own brand, sell to strangers, and just create a business from the comfort of your own chair at home. All these people, all different nationalities, all different backgrounds, it doesn't matter. They've just followed the same steps over and over. So, guys, not only have you seen my results, but you've now seen my student results. It's not just me. And this is the package again I wanted to show you. Remember those sales that I made? You've got that 278. Oh, camera's up here, sorry. 278 sales today. 278 units. And look, I've just refreshed it and it's gone up to 281 now, if it'll focus. I don't really need, I can just let the numbers do the teaching. Have I coached someone outside of US or Europe from Italia? Yes, we've got students everywhere. Australia, Europe, Italy, South America, it doesn't matter. The strategy is the same. Okay, and you can sell in whatever marketplace you want of Amazon. If you're in the US and you want to just sell in India, you can, right? And you can do it all with minimal time spent. This, believe it or not, the selling on Amazon, that 278 sales, that is my, or 281 should I say, that is my side hustle, right? It takes me 3 hours a week now. You put the work up front to find the product. I'd say, 4 or 5 hours a week, maybe a little bit more if you want to find it quicker. Once you have the product and it's selling on Amazon, you can reduce those hours as much as you want. Like I say, I do 2 or 3 hours. I've got 25 products and I'm doing over 100K a month. Like, it's all the hard work is done by Amazon. So if you want to learn how to do that and you want to learn how to do it properly, come on board with the Smashers Academy. We've got the package 1 at $749. That contains the year of AMZ Scout, and it also contains lifetime access to Smashers Academy, lifetime support from me whenever you need it. I can help you with product research, product selection, everything. It contains the live sessions. We've got one this coming Wednesday. We've got the mastermind group where you can socialize and network with others. So people from Italy, America, everywhere. We've got the acceleration program that will aim to get you ready to launch before Christmas, lifetime updates, and just so much more. And if you'd like to take advantage of this offer, you can click the button on the chat box, the first link, or you can type in amzscout.net/get/expert-Jansen, or on your phone, type in, go on the camera and focus your camera on the barcode there. So this one contains the 1-year subscription to AMZ Scout. The second one, which is $699, that contains 3 months, but the difference here is that you're getting 2 product ideas hand researched for you. So somebody else will do it for you. Okay. And I think it is always, regardless of if you go for this one or not, it is still always helpful for you to learn how to do it anyway. Like, what's the saying? You can give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, but teach him how to fish and he'll eat for the rest of his life. That's how I kind of view product research. So even if you go with this second option, it's still well worth learning how to do your product research. So those are the 2 options there. The first one comes with a 10-day refund guarantee. So if you're not happy for whatever reason, you can get a refund. And the second one comes with a 7-day refund guarantee, or as soon as you kind of unlock those 2 hand research products, which are given to you, I think, on day 7. So AMZ Scout, the first package is, an absolute bargain. As I say, my Smashers Academy is pretty much double this, and it's going up very shortly, even higher. So you get 200 lessons plus checklists, cheat sheets, quizzes, everything needed to smash Amazon FBA, my unlimited support, all my copy and paste templates, my scripts. You get a 1-year AMZ Scout subscription, so you can find and launch as many products as you can allocate the time to. The live sessions, the mastermind group, the 12-week acceleration program, unlimited updates, those 5 ideas for you in a single report, categories, how to get ungated and sell in more categories, and how to get reviews. If you price those up individually, $11,700, but just for this session, for attendees of this session only, it's $749. Well, the second bundle, that has the 3 months AMZ Scout, but you get the 2 products hand-picked for you. They're not given to anybody else. Okay? So, guys, what I do want you to question to yourself or ask yourself is this. If this opportunity here, doing this, taking action and becoming a seller, allowed you to make an additional $1,000 a month profit, do you think it would be worth it? Or if it allowed you to have an extra holiday a year or fly business class, do you think it'd be worth it? Or if you were able to reduce your hours at work because you've got that additional income stream, or just spend more time with family and friends, you don't have to work at weekends anymore, right? If you answered yes to any of those, like I did in 2018, like, tons of my students have, please take action. Okay. We went and took action. We didn't just say, yeah, it sounds good, I'll do it another day. Put, what you've learned into practice and actually go on and become an Amazon seller. There's never been a better time. Okay. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself and focus on what is important, you and your business, your development, okay, and selling on Amazon. Regardless of whether you come on board with me or not, just please take my enthusiasm, take my passion and take action. Okay. Mohammed is saying, is it lifetime access? Yes. To the academy, to my mentorship, it is unlimited, right? It's just the AMZ Scout tool set that is just 12 months. That is more than enough, right? This first package, $749. That includes the 12-month subscription to AMZ Scout, but unlimited everything else. Once you're in with me. And the second one is the 3-month AMZ Scout subscription, but the unique products given to you, 2 unique products, but then everything else is unlimited. Okay, so those are the special one-off packages available today. If you don't believe me that they are one-off, go on to smashersacademy.com. You'll see the price, the full-time price that people pay all the time. And they say to me, Jansen, the value we're getting is unbelievable. And that's why the price is going up. So this is a one-off. I'm just going to have a quick flick through any additional questions that I haven't answered. So if you do have any other questions, please do let me know. Do I use AI? Yep, you can use AI to help you improve products further. I have done a video on that on YouTube before where I said you can use it to think of brand names, build brand stories, to differentiate your product. Loads. It's a tool. You can't rely on it completely, like to write your listing. It will just look like Shine Me Fly. But yes, it's definitely there to be leveraged, basically. How much time will it take at the start on the 699? Well, you're going to be given the product, so it shouldn't take much. You could probably do it in 2 or 3 hours a week. I mean, at the end of the day, it's completely up to you. If you want to be selling ASAP, like, I'd say 5 or 6 hours a week is going to allow you to do that quickly. But if you're happy to just take your time, learn at your own pace. Some of my students do like an hour a week, if that, and they're happy, When Kat says, when does this special offer end? It's for this webinar only. So, if you wait till next week, you're not going to get it, and it's not going to be repeated. Emily is ready. Awesome. And I can see we've got a number of people that have joined that are ready to change their lives. So just as a final recap, how much money do you have to launch? I recommend having at least, $1,000, $1,500, I'd say, for your stock. You can probably do it with less, but the lower that you have, the kind of fewer products you'll be able to consider, and the lower amount of units you can buy. So it just means that you're not going to have as much negotiation power. I started with $3,500. I've had lots of students start with $1,500, $2,000, but any less than that, and it might be a little harder to find the right product. But look, guys, with all of my guidance and support, I can assure you, you're going to have the best chance of actually becoming an Amazon seller and succeeding. So just a very quick recap, and then I'm going to log off because it's getting late in the UK and my wife is probably getting a bit annoyed with me with how loud I am. So the first package is the 749. You get the 10-day refund guarantee, and you get the lifetime access to all of my coaching, basically. So every single thing that I know, not just about Amazon FBA, but business, about how not to get ripped off, how to import legally, it's all there. Checklists, cheat sheets, the lot. My unlimited support. Whenever you need me, you message me. Okay, that is probably the biggest piece of value here. A 7-figure seller that knows what they're doing and that can guide you. My scripts, copy and paste templates, my calculators, all there. You don't need to worry if you're calculating it wrong. It's all explained for you. AMZ Scouts tool set for 1 year in this package. In the other one, it's for 3 months. Live Q&As and teaching sessions and interviews with successful students. The next one is Wednesday. Private mastermind group. We don't just let anyone in. It has to be mastermind students, Smashers Academy students, sorry. That 12-week acceleration program aims to get you selling before Christmas. Unlimited updates for free. And then you get in the package 1, 5 general ideas of products to look into further. In package 2, 2 customized products just for you, product ideas, hand research for you. You get the categories list, how to get ungated in lots of other categories, how to get more reviews. And honestly, there's just tons more, to be honest. Like, I'm not able to kind of explain it all. There's just so much value. And the first package, the 1 year subscription, is $749 with a 10-day guarantee. And the second one is $699. Cat Lego, when's your next webinar? It's not going to be for a while with AMZ Scout. I do frequently run my own webinars, but the price is nowhere near this. Like, as I say, go on smashersacademy.com and you'll see it. And that soon is going up and it will become a lot more expensive, basically. So guys, I do hope that you have enjoyed today's training. If you do have any questions, feel free to just email me, info@jansonsmith.com, or just search my name on any of the socials and DM me. I'm, as I say, I've got students from all around the world. We've had people enrolled from Pakistan, from Australia, from Thailand, from the USA, Bolivia, everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are. As long as you're willing to learn and you want to sell on Amazon, you can do it. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this session, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. And like I say, if you do have any questions, feel free to DM me. But if you do want to take advantage of this deal, you need to act swiftly. It will not be offered again. So with that all being said, I hope you have a great evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is for you. Thank you very much. Goodbye.